We have a wonderful speaker, Nitin Jain, with us. Let me try and take an opportunity to introduce him. Nitin is having more than a decade of years of experience into software testing. He started his career from the land of Bollywood, Mumbai, where he got opportunity to learn and grow. I particularly like this word, learn and grow. Wow, what a great thought, Nitin. He's currently associated with Tieto Every, and he will be speaking on one of the very interesting topic, increasing the overall messaging connector performance with zero tool cost, right? When someone says zero tool cost, it really, keep me excited, right? So I'm
Thanks.
really looking forward for your talk, Nitin. Audience, if you want to know more about Nitin, please check the URL. You can find more details about him and his, assignment and what he's doing for the community. Stage is all over to you, Nitin. You can share your screen and all the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. So can you see my screen now?
It's loading, Nitin. Oh yeah, we can see. Please go on.
All
Thank you.
right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, audience, for joining the session. So today my topic will be on overall increasing the overall messaging connector performance with zero tool cost. So in this session today, I'm going to show certain tools, for example, like JMeter, Visual VM, and other tools. And then all of them are open source tool. Yeah. So how you can connect to this session is basically to make sure that you understand and make sure you are able to connect. I believe it needs certain basic understanding of messaging and the queues. Then how the message are between transfer between different applications, how the payment systems are happening, how we transfer the payment from one bank to another bank through messages. So that is required a bit of understanding of messaging and then information about some of the messaging queues, where how the messaging is being transferred through these kind of components, and a bit of understanding of performance testing and monitoring. So that is what you need to to connect to my session. Yeah. So what customers want? So basically, customer want that, okay, all my messages when I'm sending a payment, it should be received in a certain amount of time. When I'm sending any kind of reports, so I'm able to receive that kind of report in a period of time, a specific time limit where my payment is being made to the receivers or maybe the consumers who is actually expecting the payment to come. So as a customer, I don't know the messaging partner able to send or receive the inbound messages or outbound messages or a payments within a specific period of time, right? So when I say messaging partner, that means I'm talking about a product or an application that certain banks or certain vendors are using, so that the one application is sending the message to another application, and there is a messaging partner in between who actually transform that message into different message types and then send the message to a partner application, which is the receiver application, right? So what during the session, we will see how we can improve the person performance, or how we can monitor the performance of this message partner. So this message partner can be a product or an application that your company is actually building, or maybe using the third party messaging partners or products that will basically using it for the payment systems, right? So that is what we will try to cover, and it is only talking about how we can improve the performance and how we can monitor the performance of a certain applications. Okay, so what is message actually? Okay, so message is nothing but the envelope. So there is a different type of message format. So you can send a message when you're texting a message. You are sending from one mobile phone to another phone. So it is a synchronous message, right? That you're sending. It is immediate message that is being sent and received. Right now, I'm talking about a message which is kind of a envelope message, which is asynchronous message. When you are sending a message to a certain banks, or when one bank is sending a message to another bank, they are formatting a message in such a way that the message is basically secure. The message can contains the documents, the payload, or attaching the file, right? So basically, the format you are right now seeing is a kind of a message, which is the envelope message, and which contain further information that what kind of service that you're using, whether you're using a real-time service, or you're sending a store and forward messages. So kind of message that you're sending. He's a requester, that I am a requester who is sending the message from I'm a kind of requester and then sending a message to a particular person. The request type is basically the medical claims, and the responder is basically to certain a company who is actually settling that kind of claim. So this is the kind of a message that we are trying to send, right? And the message can be very heavy. It may contain a certain documents. It also can contain a payloads, or it can contain a file. So when you say documents, it can contain a lot of information, which contain a lot of data about the user, his personal information, his bank account details. All the details will come here, right? And the payload and the file. The file may contain certain documents, maybe reports. So a lot of, so this message can be a GB. So one message can be almost a 1 GB file or a 2 GB file. It can be so large. So when millions of users are sending a messages, think about a load which is coming into the message partners. Maybe thousand, maybe lakhs of message, millions of messages being transferred from one bank to another bank via sender or the receivers. So the payload is very heavy. So the products or the company need a performance tool which will actually monitor how this we can improve the performance, how we can improve our product, so that the message can be sent and received in a certain period of time, right? So that is a simple, just a short description about messages. And why I wanted to describe this message, because you might feel that a message can be simple text message. Why we need a performance testing? Why we need a kind of monitoring? If I'm sending message, I'm sending some message and somebody is receiving, right? But just to understand, the message can be very heavy. As I said, it can be a 2 GB of data, which is getting from one place to another place. And then it definitely requires certain kind of monitoring and performance testing. Okay, so what is transaction? So when I say message, right? So how we send the messages, basically message sending and the receiving the response. So when you're sending a message to certain people, you are actually asking them to acknowledge that your message is being sent or they have received the message, right? So basically you are sending the message and receiving the acknowledgement. So basically that is a time that we are trying to calculate while using a JMeter tool. So you are using, so when there are certain application, which is a upper application sending the messages, sending the message, how we can send the messages. Basically the messages, asynchronous message can be sent by different queue managers, right? So there are IBM MQs, there is Active MQs, there are a lot of companies are providing those kind of component where you can send the asynchronous messages. And it also makes sure that your message did not get lost over the period of time. So your message should not lost, and they should secure your message, right? And this is your application, which actually talks about the connector, right? The messaging partner or the product which I'm talking about, which do certain things like database update, logging the messages, storing certain data, and then it is sending the message to a payment network, right? Or maybe payment network can be Swift network or a SIA network or maybe RTGS, any kind of network that you might be using, right? So they are sending to that messages to certain network, and they are waiting for the response to come back, so that the message is being sent successfully. So this is a sender transaction, and there is a similar way we can do a receiver transaction also, where the receiver is receiving the message, right? So this is a sender transaction, and then similar copy of this to be on the other side where we have the receive transactions, right? So sending a message, app one is sending a message through a queue manager, which is IBM or Active MQ. They are sending it to the connector. These connectors are basically connected to these queue managers, certain queues. So this connector actually reading the queue. As soon as the message is coming from application, the connector is reading the queues, sending the queues, these messages to a payment network. And then payment network is providing, just checking whether the message is correct or secure, and then providing the acknowledgement whether they have received the messages, so that they can deliver this message to a receiver application. This is the gateway that they are using. Basically, on the both side, there is a queue managers and there is an application. There could be a n number of application who is sending the messages. And so basically what we are trying to do here is we are trying to capture the time of this system. Actually, this is the connector system or the product application we are any company might be using. Most of this usually happens in banks. I'm working in a payment organization, so where they have using this kind of messages systems. So mostly if you are coming from a payment background, then you might relate what is message and then what is these queues managers, so that you understand this kind of connectors is being used, where this connector is basically built to update the database and the log files. And yeah. And then when there's connector, there is other parameter, which is a monitoring tool, which is Visual VM, which we will going to connect in the upcoming slides. So this is how actually the messaging systems looks like in a very short, in a simpler way. There is more complex environment, but this is I wanted to just simplify this in a certain way that I am able to connect to the session. So sending the message, getting the acknowledgement, and this is the way the connector we are trying to set the trying to set this performance of this particular connector and the product. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll try to cover the performance monitoring, testing, and performance monitoring. So basically, as you know, that performance testing is one part of the testing where you actually setting the load to a application. Could be a number of messages, could be a number of transaction, or could be a number of hits that you are doing to a application, and then you are getting the results. So basically, performance testing will give you the result, right? Which is kind of a preventive action. So preventing the application to handle certain kind of load. You can talk about performance, scalability, and carrying load and stress, right? But more important is the performance monitoring also. Performance monitoring is basically happen at the server side where you are actually monitoring which kind of like a CPU or your server, how that particular application is able to handle that kind of load, right? So if you ask me, I am both things equally important. Putting that kind of performance testing and performance monitoring together will make a performance life cycle, and you will be able to achieve a end-to-end test performance testing, right? So basically, in this session, I have covered actually 3 tools, which are basically a open source tool, which will help you to do end-to-end performance testing for a Java-based application or a Spring Boot application. So it's a kind of zero solution ensured messaging application are verified. So I'm trying to cover that they are verified, examined. We are able to ensure that the application is performance is correct, it's scalable, and able to handle the loads, right? And last, we are also trying to identify the bottlenecks. How the performance is being increased or decreased. What are the different parameters? How your database is getting captured? How your CPU utilization is happening. So that is what I would like to cover. Okay, what is my approach? So basically, my approach will be to use the open source tool. How I can achieve is basically with help of like JMeter and the Visual VM. I should be able to, with the help of JMeter, I'll be able to send a certain load in the application. And with the help of Visual VM, I will be able to monitor the load, how the monitor is, how the load is actually getting into the CPU and the server side, right? So both I will try to cover, and both then with help of both the combination like JMeter and Visual VM, we are able to do the end-to-end performance testing, right? So first thing that you have to do is to configure the IBM Queue Manager, right? With from and to queues. Basically, IBM Queue Manager is basically a kind of a system where the certain payment system or application are able to connect, and we create those queues in a queue manager, and so that the application can place their messages in particular queues, and also the acknowledgement can be received from a certain queues. So we will see how to configure queue manager. Then with the help of IBM Explorer, we can see the JMeter, how we can send 1,000 of messages parallelly, and also we will see the Visual VM, how we can monitor those messages. All right. Okay, so this is how my test environment actually look like. So basically, on the left side, we have a JMeter, which is basically sending millions of messages, receiving the bulk messages, sending the bulk messages in files to IBM Explorer, which is nothing but a queues. It's a queue manager and a queues where you see a lot of queues being created, and an application are basically connecting to these queues to send and receive messages. We have a product which is a connector which actually reads these queues to read the messages, and then after reading these messages, it converts the messages in certain format, and then do some database monitoring, database integrity checks, and then send the messages to a receiver application, right? With help of Visual VM, we will be able to see the Java application, how it's the performance of this help is monitoring. So we are trying to cover these things. Now, let me just go to so I will try to cover if I can practically cover this. Let's see. So how do you configure? First of all, we have to configure the queues actually. So configuring the queue, if I go to IBM Explorer, right? So basically, this is my JMeter application, right? So in the JMeter application, if you see, we have certain parameter. We have, so I just created a JMeter belong, what we need is when you're creating a JMS point to time. JMS point to time is nothing but a sending a messages, right, to a certain queues. So what is required is it requires certain parameter, like it requires JMeter queue connections. It requires a queue name, the outbound messages queues and the inbound messages queues. And then it also requires the connection to IBM queue. So how do you connect? So after a lot of research and after a lot of checking, right, with certain ActiveMQ, I could find out there is an option in IBM Explorer where how we can connect to the queues. So there is a provider URL, right? So provider URL is nothing but how you can connect to a IBM queue manager, right? With help of certain parameters. So IBM Queue Manager is nothing but the application which actually help us to receive and send messages, right? So this is the property that we have set to. So what we need is we need a queues where we will send the messages, and we also need a properties of these queue manager. So these properties are basically configured in the IBM Explorer. So if I go to IBM Explorer, right, this is how I connect to IBM Explorer. This is a queue manager. Basically, with the help of this, you can create a queues. There are certain queues. If I'm talking about these two queues, this is the application inbound and outbound queues as basically. And if I go to this file where I can create this kind of connections. So if I right click here and if I say initial connection factory, if I go to file system, I can just give the path of the file where I can I wanted to create C drive, J samples, JMeter samples. I can create J sample, right? I can say next and I am able to finish it. Once I create this file, I also wanted to make the connection actually. So I'll just say connect to the sample file, open this, set my connection factories. So basically I can set my connection factory, right click and say new and then connection factory. So I can give now as whatever the file name which I have given here. I can use the same name. Basically, this is my connection queues connection. So I say JMeter queue connection, and then connection factory is basically the client queue connection factory. I say next. My binding is MQ client and say next, and I can finish this up. Okay. So I created a connection. After that, I need to set a queues actually. So basically, I just say new and say destination. It will ask for a queue name. So I can give the queue name what we are given here. Basically, it's a app3 outbound messages. We can just say the queue name here, and then it will, when I say next, it will ask me to connect to the queue manager. So I can select the queue manager, which is already installed, which is already there, which we have already connected. And I say queue, and then I can select the certain queues, which I wanted to send the messages. I say, this is my outbound messages queue, which I can connect, and I say finish. So this is for the outbound messages from the sender application. I have any application which is like a upper application which will send the messages to this particular queue. Also, I need similarly, I need a receiver queue. So I will say destination and I will say the inbound queue where you will receive the messages. I mean, receive the message when I say you are receiving the acknowledgement, right? So I say next. Again, I select the same queue manager. I give next, and then we will be able to certain we'll say inbound queues because we are receiving this message in this queue and this finish. So we are now able to set these inbound and outbound messages. And what you have to do is you just have to copy this property file, the file path, basically this file path, right? And you have to go to JMeter and just place the file path here somewhere in the below, which is the connection factory. So with help of this provider URL, you should be able to connect to these queues and able to send these messages, right? So this is actually talking about, so when I say this messages, so you should be able to send a millions of messages. So if I go here and if you see, this is my connection queues, right? And if I wanted to send messages, I can say I wanted to send say 125 messages with root count of 50, which means I'm sending 50,000 messages, 125 in parallel. I can say next and I can able to send certain messages, a lot of messages I can send from here and I can receive the acknowledgement. So if you see here, you might be getting a lot of response data, which might fail, which may fail the system, right? So if maybe there could be some reason where I lost the connection, but this is how you can send millions of messages in the IBM queues, right? Now this is the one part of sending the messages. So this is how you can configure. So with the help of IBM Explorer, you will be able to configure your queues. And with the help of JMeter, we are able to send the messages to this particular queue, able to receive the messages, right? So what I've done is I've actually set this value. If you look at on the top, I've set certain messages. So it's basically it will give you the response. 1 second. Let me see. I will stop this and there are millions of messages which I've sent earlier. That's the reason. Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe certain messages are getting failed. So if you see, you are getting the acknowledgement. So basically, how do you verify? You are verifying that you are receiving the acknowledgement, that is ACK, which is from the JMeter side, right? You are getting the acknowledgement. So you are sending millions of messages, right? Now we will see how we will actually monitor these messages. So if I go in the below slide, which is Visual VM, right? So Visual VM actually helps you to monitor your application. How do you monitor your application? Is basically you have to set these parameters inside your Java Spring Boot applications. So once you set this kind of parameters, you be able to monitor. So when I'm sending the load to a certain application, right? So I'm sending when I'm starting this application, I will start with this kind of parameter, and with the help of this tool, which is Visual VM, I'm able to monitor actually how this transaction are going. So basically, if you see, there are a lot of threads. I connected to certain server like 64 server. When I say connection, I am able to connect with help of it will show me, and then I can connect. And you will see there are a lot of total time consuming. Right? You can see the lot of parameters. You can see the files, why it is happening, which parameter it is actually taking load time. Say, for example, a total time saying 104 millisecond, right? So this is the parameter which is taking more time. So with the help of this Visual VM, which is again the open source tool, you will be able to monitor your performance, right? So and then it also have contain, when you say right click in the remote side, it will ask for a remote password. So you can give your say 10 some IP address of your machine, 10 to 54. It is something 10 to 54. You can give your IP address of your machine, and it will actually ask you it will make the connection for you, and then you just have to start the CPU utilization. So once you connect, you should be able to get certain parameter where you say CPU utilization, and you will be able to read the CPU of certain machine where the application is actually running. So in this way, you will be able to monitor. So once you start the CPU utilization, you can start sending the messages. So this both of the thing like Visual VM running and the JMeter should go parallelly, right? So that once these messages are going, and when you're saying 1,000 of or 5 lakhs messages, right? At the same time, you should be able to monitor the application with this kind of CPU utilization, right? So this is about the Visual VM where you can actually connect. So this I wanted to cover in my short topic. When this is the kind of report that you will be able to see. You see a CPU usage with some kind of connectivity. You also able to see in the Visual VM that you are getting what is the heap size or what kind of load that you're sending. It will also give you the thread load classes, what kind of classes that is being actually hit, and which classes it is hitting, and what is the peak time. So at what time actually you are able to hit certain threads or certain methods, so that you can monitor those kind of messages. And this is one of the snapshot of your different methods and classes that you can even see in the Visual VM. You can see the total time, and then also the CPU with help of certain try. Like for example, this Oracle. If you see this Oracle JDBC driver is basically taking some amount of 938 seconds. So actually we can monitor that. Okay, this is the thing that is taking more time, and we should be able to troubleshoot that. So in the conclusion of my session, where so basically with the help of this JMeter and with the help of Visual VM and with any kind of messaging application, right? With the help of JMeter, you can send millions of messages. As I shown you that you can be able to connect to IBM Explorer, and similar thing can also be done with the ActiveMQ. So basically, if you are using, instead of IBM MQ, if you are using ActiveMQ for sending or receiving messages, you can also use JMeter with a similar kind of configuration, which doesn't require any kind of coding also. It's a simple term. You can send millions of messages, and while you are sending the messages, you should be able to with the help of Visual VM, you will be able to send the performance on the server side to analysis the load of the server. So basically you can monitor the loads, you can troubleshoot the application, you can see the JMX service agent, and then you can also different technology that you can use like JMX service agent, and then attach APIs. And then comparison of send and receive. So once you compare, you'll be able to see what load. So let me show you once last thing. So basically here is the report that you will see. So basically when I'm saying millions of messages, some of my messages got failed. 93 messages got failed due to some reason. But yeah, so the throughput was basically 28 messages per minute. So my application basically right now is able to send 28 messages per minute. And to a certain extent, the standard is basically 300 to 400 messages in per minute. So your application, any application, you can benchmark any numbers based on your network type or infrastructure. But yes, so this throughput should go in between something around 200 or 300. Right now, because of failures, I able to achieve 28. But this is how you can achieve C3C. This 28. This shows this 28 messages per minute. So our application sender or receiving application are able to send 28 messages per minute. That is all about is. So I mean, this is all in a short session covering so many tools. I think it's quite fast. But yeah, so I would like to cover those 3 tools. Then I'm open for a Q&A. If
Yeah, I just
problem.
posted some questions in the chat box, 5 questions.
Yeah.
So if you can have a look at that.
You want me to read out, Nitin?
Yeah, I can see, but 1 second.
Okay.
Let me read.
Chats. Yeah.
How you can monitor historical server and application stats of already executed performance tests as well even gives more runtime data. So we can take the snapshot actually. So if you're asking the historical server and application stats. So basically, yes, so you are correct. Basically, the visual VM only give the data for the real time, not historical, but this is basically the real time. So you are able to monitor the performance of the real time systems, right? So when you are running the load and then you are monitoring the system performance, that how your load is basically getting through within CPU or certain things, right? So yes, you are correct. Visual VM has certain limitation, and it is able to capture the data for a real-time systems only. Yeah. Without taking which classes and mother is taking without taking snapshot. Yeah, so basically no. So you have to take the snapshot, or you can once this is running as I show you. So once you say CPU utilization, you are able to you can monitor this. But if you want to keep log of your results, you have to take the snapshot basically. So so without taking the snapshot, yeah, it's kindly difficult. Yeah, you have to take the snapshot so that you can actually monitor your historical data, and then this snapshot should be shared with the developer so that they can also see where where this utilization is happening actually. So how you can monitor the database and SQLs? Yes. So so when you're connecting to a Java class or maybe Spring Boot application, right? It will give you certain. It will also see your Java class is actually calling these certain database in SQLs, right? So if you see in my snapshot, there are a lot of SQLs calls that is happening. So it will also monitor the SQL call which is going through a Java Spring Boot application, right? So if I can show you, there are certain database call you can monitor from here, where you can see that which database, yes, which database is actually taking or which table is taking more time, and it is quite possible because we have done in our projects also that we are able to monitor the database in SQL. But that's true that it is only calling the Spring Boot. So you have to monitor the Spring Boot to check that. How many LGs you can use for JMeter's? I think it's how do you run JMeter in GUI or non-GUI mode? So so I say I mean you can to answer this both questions actually I run basically in the GUI mode. I have never tried. I think we can run when I'm using Linux machine. I'm also running in the non-GUI mode also. But usually I prefer to have a GUI mode. So I script do the scripting in the GUI mode, and once my script is ready, I go to Linux machine and just run the script. So I think JMeter's I have used JMeter in both Linux and Windows application, whereas it's GUI and non-GUI both. You said so there's one question which talks about 3 tools: JMeter, Visual VM, and other. Yeah, so the third tool which I'm talking about is basically the IBM Explorer, which is actually helping us to send and receive messages. So we have used this IBM Explorer. So after certain research, I'm able to find out this kind of property where I can send and receive message, right? So this is basically kind of a connection string which you can use in your JMeter to make the connection to the IBM Explorer. Yeah. So the third tool which I was talking about is IBM Explorer. Yeah, that's it. Any more
Okay.
question?
And what is the load you simulate with how many load generators?
Load generators are 125 threads actually at a time, where we can send 5 lakhs messages. I tried with 5 lakhs messages.
No. How many load generators you are using for your load test?
One only. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Good. I do have one question for you, Nitin. As
Yeah.
we all know that there is always a meta challenge of performance testing, which can be expressed as performance testing is really a hard thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And it requires the proper load of scripts, the right test data, a proper configuration of agents, which might be hitting your microservices or APIs. And if anything goes wrong, the performance measured by the agents will be far away than the actual expectation or the actual performance in the real world. I would
Yeah.
like to quote what Michael said in his today's keynote session, right? What we
Yeah.
are doing it in the test environment can be altogether the different thing from what we can expect in the real world. So
Right.
to avoid these kind of challenges, such as test scripts and test data, require lower maintainability, lower effort, so that it can be done simply. Versions might change and they might constantly require the changes. Performance testing automation evaluation was also lagging behind functional testing automation for years. And there is also one more concept, they call it as too little too late, which can often be attributed to the importance of performance testing as a separate sub project after development and not as a critical part of the process. And this list can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to avoid these challenges, maybe you would like to share something.
Yeah, I think if you look at from the customer point of view, now there is a bigger challenge of managing the test data test data, right? So the test data is coming from a different sources, and from a different, different system from where the test data is coming actually. So I think I heard that there are many challenges, but there are different ways to handle that kind of test data or maybe scripts that we are managing, right? So every project have a different demands. Every project have a different kind of test data set that is required. But I think the main thing which I think is the collaboration between the business users and the testers, which is required. I think so that we can bypass this kind of problems, and we can actually use the real-time data which is required for the system to utilize further. So that the collaboration is one thing which is majorly required between testers and between the business users who is actually using the system. That with the help of that kind of collaboration, I think we will be able to manage the test data effectively. Because when you're talking about certain application like SAPs or maybe the Guideware, the bigger application, the big data application, right? So managing the test data is quite challenging job, and where I think every industry is actually fighting how do you manage the test data, and even the testers are fighting for the same reason, that how do you manage the test data. But I think that can only be solved from my point of view is dealing, having this kind of collaboration, and also we can also create some kind of test data management strategy where how should we manage. So basically creating a synthetic data which also can help us to utilize that data very effectively. So once the production system is created, we can just make a copy of the production data, and we can create a synthetic similar data so that it can be utilized in testing. Yeah. And as far as performance is concerned, the monitoring is one of the area where we have to focus more, because there are different tools which are very heavy and very paid. There are a lot of tools, and that agent has to be installed on the server side. So, but in this session, I would try to exploring the free open source tool, which is I tried like Visual VM, which is a open source, which I able to try and install on my server application, where we can monitor how we can monitor the CPU, and also we can monitor the database.
Yeah, perfect. I think you well said it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any
Good. Yeah, by looking at the time, I think we are almost on 4:35. So yeah, we need to jump on to the next session. But before that, Really wonderful insights from you, Nitin, and we would like to thank you for being with us today. I could really go back into the days where we were making use of RabbitMQ to test the Swift messages in one of the banking systems where we used to do some upstream, downstream data communication. So yeah, all the insights were really wonderful, and then yeah, we learned a lot. We will also work upon the inputs which you gave while answering to my question. Thank you so much, Nitin.
Thank you, Sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.